The opinions and views expressed in the following program are those of the speakers and the host, and do not necessarily reflect those of Yoakley Scott Corporation and your sports network.
Yeah, I've been closer to Jesus before, so can you help me out? Oh, can you help me out? Am I on my own? Am I on my own? Or can you help me out? Am I on my own? Am I on my own? Or can you help me out? Can you help me out? I've been scared to look in my soul. I've been afraid I would follow the road. Yeah, afraid of the things I've been told.
Hello, everybody. Welcome inside a Monday episode of Running Point on ysnlive.com. Brought to you, as always, by our good friends at Greenwood Chevrolet in Austintown. They go the extra mile for you, so you don't have to do it yourself. And like I do every day on Running Point, going to put their logo in the top right corner, so you know where to go if you're in the market for a new or used vehicle. It is Greenwood Chevrolet in Austintown. Once again, they go the extra mile for you, and we thank them for their constant support of not just this show, but everything that we do at YSN. We couldn't do any of the games, any of the player interviews, any of the coaches' corners without wonderful sponsors like Greenwood Chevrolet, who have been here for a long time and have stayed loyal to YSN and its brand, and we thank them every day. Couldn't thank them enough. So once again, if you are in the market for a new year's vehicle, make sure to check out Greenwood Chevrolet in Austintown, Running Point's presenting sponsor. Today we have a lot of Class B to recap. It was a busy weekend of baseball. Good thing we got a lot in over the weekend, because today has been a gloomy day, a much needed rain actually, which is something you don't normally say for the Youngstown area, but it's been about two and a half weeks without rain, and it was a certified drought put out by our wonderful partners at WFMJ. They announced it as a drought. I believe over the weekend they came out and said, like, we are officially in the classification of a drought. So we actually really needed some rain, and we finally got some last night into today. And because of that, the Class B games today at Theme Park have been canceled. So no Class B games today. Sad face, but happy face. We had a lot of baseball get in Class B action over the weekend. We're going to recap all of that. Like last week, we are going to continue to highlight the Soccer Vision Academy team that is heading over to the U.S. Club Nationals in Denver, Colorado next month, and it is lock, stock, and barrel full of YSN athletes that are at least at the oldest going into their sophomore year of high school. We've already seen a lot of these freshmen make big impacts on their own soccer team last soccer season, and now they are having a wonderful club year going to the Nationals in Colorado. And then we're also going to be seeing a lot of freshmen coming up on that team that are going to make big splashes in the soccer scene come fall. So we're excited for them. We're going to continue to highlight them. We have a player interview to play for you today. It is from Annabeth Humphrey, one of the players on that team, and also a representative of Lakeview in their soccer team. They had a great soccer season last year. They fought tooth and nail with Poland throughout the whole soccer season to try to win the NE8. And then they had a really big tournament run as well as did Poland. Poland has a representative on this club team as well. So we're going to hear from Annabelle in this show as well a little bit later on. But first, let's recap your Class B action. Let's put up the Class B schedule on the screen. We're going to start with 18U. Since they were the only ones in action on Friday night, we're going to recap Friday, and then we'll just stick with the 18U for Saturday and Sunday. And then we'll backtrack and go over 16U's Saturday and Sunday as well. A lot of baseball to get to. Let's start with Friday night, and it was the Avalanche taking on Nightline, and it was a 7-5 win for Nightline in 18U action over Avalanche. Let's look at the box score here, and you'll quickly see that Nightline started the tone early with 2 runs in the first. Avalanche answered. This was going to be a back and forth game all the way through with a run in the bottom of the frame, but then Nightline responded with 3 in the third. Avalanche came back bottom of the fourth with 3, and then it was the big 2-run top of the seventh that broke a tie and won the game for Nightline. Like I said, a back and forth tug of war all night on Friday between these two teams, but Nightline is the one that gets the win 7-5. Let's look at some big bats for Nightline. 4 RBIs from Andrew Brown. What can Brown do for you? We've said that a couple of times already this season. 3 for 4 for him with 4 RBIs. That's a big day. As Carson Fuller also went 3 for 4 with 1 RBI, 3 runs scored though, so he crossed the plate more than anybody on the team. And then tying him with the lead for runs scored was Chance Lasco, who went 2 for 3 on the day with 3 runs scored. Nightline also with an RBI from Nate Freeland, who went 1 for 3 with a walk and an RBI. Look at the Avalanche's offense and what they got contributions from. And you see RBIs pretty spread out. They had 1, 2, 3, 4 different players with our 1 RBI apiece for 4 total, and the 2 for 4, day from Hayden Skarmak was the multiple hit day for Avalanche. 2 for 4 with an RBI and a run scored. Also with multiple hits was Soren Hedrick, who went 2 for 4 with a run scored. And then a bunch of people contributing hits as Jack Strouser went 1 for 4 with an RBI and a run scored. Also an RBI from Michael Ehrman. He didn't have a hit, but he got an RBI, and that's a good steak dinner for Ehrman. And then last but not least, Santino Piccinilli went 1 for 4 with an RBI as well. So the Avalanche offense, not the problem, as they had plenty of contributors in their lineup throughout the board to knock in runs. Final tally, 7 runs, 10 hits, 2 errors for Nightline, and for Avalanche, 5 runs on 8 hits, 3 errors for them. Let's go back to the Class B 18U schedule and see what else we had on Friday. Second game of the day was Prospects versus Ballistic. And as you can see, it was... Oops, I accidentally went a week in advance. I don't know how that happened. But we'll go back to Friday the 9th. And as you can see, it was Prospects getting the 6-2 win. Let's pull up the box score and see who contributed big to this effort. Prospects with 1 run in the first, 1 run in the third, 2 in the fifth, and 2 in the seventh. A well spread out offensive attack for them. Ballistic Baseball with a run apiece in the second and third innings. Prospects hitters that had a big day. Gino Lazzari, someone that we've heard a whole lot from this high school season with Lakeview. He continued to swing the bat well in Class B. 1 for 4 for him, 3 runs scored, 2 RBI. 3 RBI day, though, from Jack Carlangia, who went 2 for 3 with the 3 RBIs. They also got an RBI from Nick Lewis, who went 1 for 4 with the ribby. 2 walks drawn and a run scored from Ethan Patak, who's had a good year at the plate for Prospects as well. We've called his name numerous times. Pitching for the Prospects and getting the complete game win is the Howland Tiger Brendan Ray, who went 7 innings pitched, gave up 2 earned runs, 8 hits, struck out 4, and walked just 2. Really impressive, giving up 8 hits but just allowing 2 runs. It means he had a lot of high-stress pitches and got out a lot of sticky situations in that complete game victory for Ray. For the Ballistic offense, they got some contribution from Donovan Sullivan, who's been pretty apparent in their lineup. 1-for-2 day for him, a walk drawn and an RBI. And then an RBI also from Ian Wong, who went 2-for-2, a perfect day at the plate for him with that stake right there as well. Ballistic pitching was Ethan Hare that took the 2 1/3 innings pitch. Didn't give up any earned runs on no hits, 2 runs total given up, but none of them were earned. Struck out 3, walked 3, 45 pitches thrown for him. 4 innings pitched for Dom Alaya. He took the loss for Ballistic. 3 earned runs, 4 runs total, 7 hits, struck out 2, walked 4. But a good pitching performance from Hare. 2 1/3 of hitless baseball as Ballistic tried to make a little bit of a comeback late in this game, but just could not do it. And you look at it, and I'm sure he probably pitched in the middle of that game for Ballistic. Let's go into the schedule and see what's next on tap. It is the Athletics versus Dura Edge, and the Athletics edging Dura Edge 8-7, the final score in this one on Friday. And you can see Dura Edge took the early 3-0 lead, but the Athletics with a 4-run top of the third and then a 3-run top of the fifth really put the hurt on. But then Dura Edge tried to come back, 2 runs in the bottom of the fifth and the bottom of the sixth to tie the game, but then the 1 run from Athletics in the top of the seventh would end up being the difference in the 8-7 win for Athletics. On the offensive side, 2 RBIs from Zach Pleska from Columbiana. He went 1-for-3 with that run scored and a walk drawn as well. Also a ribby from Tyler Wardle, who went 1-for-3 with a walk and a run scored, I should say. Brandon Pipoli went 1-for-2 with the walk and the RBI, and then as well as a multiple hit day from Dave Farrell, 2-for-3 on his day. A lot of walks drawn. You look at that, 7 total walks drawn by the Athletic hitters, and that puts the defense on a lot of pressure. And obviously, Athletics took full advantage of each walk that they had. Dura Edge got RBIs from Parker Lyons, 2 of them actually. 1-for-2 day for Parker, 2 walks and a run scored. Also a 3-for-4 day for Blake Jeffries, and he had an RBI and 2 runs scored. And then Jacob Lind went 1-for-2 with an RBI as well, but then 2 RBIs. Look at this bottom of the order. Ethan Fiesel from Crestview, the standout Rebel, went 3-for-4 with a pair of RBIs. Pitching and getting the win for Athletics was CJ Frasco. He went 3 innings pitched, giving up 2 earned runs on 7 hits, struck out 2, walked just 1. 8 strikeouts for Branson Carson, who got the start and pitched 4 innings, giving up 3 earned runs on 4 hits and walking 3. It was Jeffries that got the loss for Dura Edge, 2 innings pitched for him. Just 1 earned run, 3 hits given up. He struck out 3, walked 2. Ethan Fiesel got the start, 4 innings pitched for him, giving up 3 earned runs, 7 runs total, and 4 hits. He struck out 6 and walked 5. So that is your final score for this one. Athletics edging out Dura Edge 8-7. Some highlights in the next game. Eagle Ware taking on Whiting, and it was all Whiting offense in this one. 14-1. Whiting Romoffs gets the win. You can see by the box score, 7 in the first, 6 in the second, and it was pretty much a done deal after that. A lot of offense to sift through for Whiting, as they had an RBIs from Corbin Civic, who went 2-for-3 with 2 RBIs and a run scored. Hunter Lively also with a big day for Whiting, 2-for-3, 3 runs scored, 2 RBI. And then the triple tandem of Nick Thomas, Zyler Friedman, and Callan Durbin, all with RBIs, all with 1 hit apiece. Thomas went 1-for-3. Friedman was perfect, 1-for-1 with 2 walks and 2 runs scored. And then Durbin was also perfect on the day, going 1-for-1 with 2 walks. Pitching was really good for Whiting, too. You can't let the offense overshadow that. Craig Nathan with the win, 5 innings pitched, gave up 3 hits, no earned runs, struck out 7, walked 3. So a great outing for him in this run roll victory for the Whiting Roll-Offs. 14-1 over Eagleware. And the nightcap, we saw the mighty Astro Falcons take care of business 9-4. The final score against Creekside Fitness. But this game was scoreless through 6 innings, 4 in the 7th, 9 in the 7th for the Falcons, as the offense came out to play in the final frame in this box score. 4 runs on 8 hits, no errors for Creekside. 9 runs on 8 hits, no errors for the Falcons. And you can see there RBIs from Ben Slanker. No surprise there. He's been a wonderful player this year for both Canfield and the Astro Falcons. He went 1 for 3 with the walk and a run scored and a pair of RBIs, but a 3 RBI day from Justin Weaver, 2 for 3 for him. And those 3 ribbies, 2 RBIs as well, out of a perfect day from AJ Havrilla. He went 3 for 3 with a walk and 3 runs scored. He was a thorn in the Creekside side, no pun intended, all day long. Also got an RBI from Ben Kern, who did not get a hit but did draw a walk and get that RBI for the Falcons. Great pitching from Ben Kern as well. 5 innings pitched. He gave up 4 earned runs, 4 runs total, 8 hits, but he struck out 4, walked 0. And then Zach Herb also came in. 2 innings of hitless baseball, struck out 5, and walked none. No walks on the day from the Astro Falcons pitching staff, which is always a good thing to see. So Astro Falcons wins 9-4 over Creekside. Well, let's just look at Creekside's offense. They got 2 RBIs from Tyler Milliken from West Branch, 2 for 3 day for him, 1 run scored as well. Creekside also got the RBI from Jake Patterson, 2 for 4 with 2 runs scored, and then an RBI as well from Tommy Smith, 1 for 3 for him. Tyler Milliken also pitched really well for Creekside, by the way. 3 1/3 inning, giving up no earned runs, no hits, and no runs total. Struck out 5, did walk 4, but when you're not giving up hits or runs, then you can handle a walk every now and then. So a good outing from Milliken, going 3 1/3 for Creekside despite the losing effort, doing it in 74 pitches total. So that was the Friday night for Class B baseball and 18U action. Let's see what the 18U teams did on Saturday. We saw Creekside Fitness take on Ballistic, and it was an 8-7 win for Ballistic baseball. So the woes for Creekside continue into Saturday. Ballistic baseball with 7 runs in the first 2 innings, and then the 1 run was just enough to win in the 7th, as they had 1 run and then they held on as Creekside scored 3 in the bottom of the 7th to try to tie it, but could not. 8 runs, 10 hits, no errors for Ballistic, 7 runs on 14 hits, 2 errors for Creekside. Ballistic offense got 3 RBIs from Donovan Sullivan. Another big day at the plate for this young man. 3 for 4 for him at the plate, the 3 RBIs. Also 3 RBIs from Josh Wolf. He went 2 for 4 on the day. Scored 2 runs as well. 3 runs scored for Wong, who had a good Friday as well. And he went 2 for 4 with 2 RBIs. And that was pretty much Ballistic's offense. Big contributions from a couple of players. Gabe Rusnak got the start, 6 innings pitched, did give up 4 earned runs on 11 hits, but he struck out 12 and walked 1. That is a brilliant strikeout to walk ratio, and that can definitely even out the elevated hits that he gave up when you're striking out as many hitters. A lot of those strikeouts coming in big situations. Creekside's offense was led by 3 RBIs from Keelan Stewart, 3 for 4 day for him. 2 RBIs were collected from Michael Condolian, who we know a lot about from JFK, 2 for 4 on the day for him with a walk drawn. And then a 2 for 4 day as well from Peyton Zupko, who scored 2 runs for Creekside. We also saw a 2 for 3 day with a run scored from Nick Magnifico, which is a brilliant name for an athlete. He's on the all-name team in my book for sure. He also scored a run for Creekside. Go back to Saturday and look at the Avalanche taking on the Athletics. And it was all Avalanche. They lived up to their name and just rolled down a hill 15-3 over the Athletics. Big bats for Avalanche were 2 RBI days apiece from Jason Trott and Kyle Hurley. They both went with 2 RBIs. Trott went 1 for 4, and then down there Hurley went 2 for 5 with 2 runs scored. Avalanche also got an RBI apiece from Soren Hendrick, Santino Piccinelli, and Richie Preston. They all had a hit with an RBI for the Avalanche offense. We look at the Athletics offense, just 1 RBI, and it was from Pleska, who went 2 for 2 with a run scored. And the pitching performance also has to be acknowledged from Tyson Jakovic from Avalanche. 2 earned runs on 5 hits and 7 innings pitched. Struck out 7, walked 1. We're seeing a lot of these good pitching performances from Class B with the strikeout to walk ratio. That can definitely help in this level of baseball when you're going to give up your hits, but you can even them out with strikeouts. Big time swing and miss rate from these pitchers in Ysn Park. Whiting gets the win, gets the loss over Prospects, 9-8. Another close game for the Prospects, 2 one-run wins in a row. This one really impressive. Over Whiting, 9-8, the final score. Prospects 5 runs in the 7th inning to do the damage and walk off this game in the bottom of the 7th. Prospects bats got 4 RBIs from Grady Harbaugh, 2 for 3 a day for him. That was definitely the biggest bat in the Prospects orders. But they also got an RBI from Ethan Petak, who went 2 for 4. We're calling his name an awful lot. Nicky Lewis again going 1 for 2 with a run scored and a walk drawn and an RBI. And then an RBI as well from Langdon Turner, 2 for 3 with a walk and the RBI. Then the bottom you can see an RBI as well from Anthony Roper, 1 for 2 day with a run scored. Good pitching from Brett McSpartan, who went 6 innings pitched, just giving up the 3 earned runs, and he walked 2, struck out none. ERA there, they're 3.50. Pretty good outing from McSpartan all around. We go into the last game of Saturday, and it was the Astro Falcons shutting out Eagle Ware 11-0. Your final score here. Astro Falcons continue their dominance in Class B baseball. RBIs plenty to go around. Ben Kern had 2 on a 1 for 2 day. And then we have Antonio Cordero with a 2 for 4 day and 2 RBI. And then 2 RBIs as well from Austin Lafferly on a 1 for 4 day. An RBI apiece from Aiden Zorn, Owen Henney, and K1 Baskerville. They all had an RBI. Zorn went 2 for 4. Henney went 1 for 2, and Baskerville went 1 for 2 as well. A lot of runs scored, obviously. Everybody in the lineup scored at least 1 run. Jacob McGuire, had 2 runs scored with a 1 for 2 day, a walk, and an RBI. Great pitching performance for Jaden Richel from JFK. 6 innings pitched, gave up just 2 hits, no runs, struck out 7, and walked just 1. So a great day for the Astro Falcons as they continue their dominance. One last day for 18U as they played on a Sunday. And we saw the Dura Ed squad really knock down Avalanche a peg. 12-1, the final score here. And it was the Dura Edge offense that was swinging well. 3 RBIs and a perfect day at the plate for Zach Ganser. 4 for 4, 3 runs scored. 3 for 4 day for Joey Fell from Champion with a run scored. 2 RBIs from Charles Young. 1 for 3 day for him, walk and a run scored. And then a 4 RBI day from Michael Gashura, who went 2 for 3 with a run scored and a walk. So a big offensive output from Dura Edge. 1 RBI for the Avalanche. It came from Hayden Skarmak, who went 1 for 3 on the day. Can't overlook Dura Edge's pitching either. Devin Doherty from Canfield, 5 innings pitch. Columbiana, excuse me. From Columbiana, 5 innings pitch. Just a 1 earned run, struck out 2, and gave up 4 hits. So a big day for him and a great start on the mound. Solid outing, 5 innings, and only giving up 1 earned run. It's a good job for Doherty. So Dura Edge dominates the Avalanche. The next game is Nightline, and they lost a tough one to Eagleware 5-4. After a pretty good Friday, Nightline falls here as Eagleware is able to score 2 in the 7th to tie it, and then a walk-off in the bottom of the 8th with a run there. Eagleware offense in their late surge, led by Braden Cetrick, who went 2 for 4 with 2 RBI. They also got an RBI from Gino Perry, who went 2 for 5 with an RBI, and then an RBI from Aiden Bowser. Didn't get a hit, but did get that ribby, and that's a steak dinner for Eagleware. Jacob Haney got the win as he threw the inning in relief, gave up no earned runs, 1 hit, struck out a pair. The Nightline batters were not to be overlooked as Andrew Brown continued to hit well. 1 for 2 day for him, 2 RBI. They also had an RBI from Chance Lasco, who went 1 for 3, and an RBI from Andrew McRoberts. Did go hitless, but got that steak for Nightline. So once again, a heartbreaker for Nightline as they lose in an extra inning walk-off from Eagleware on Sunday, 5-4. Your final score there. Creekside Fitness bounced back from a tough 2 days to beat the Prospects 12-3. As we look at this final score, 4 runs in the first for Creekside, 1 in the second, 1 in the third, and then 6 in the 7th as they smite Prospects with a huge offensive output. 2 RBIs from Braden Ziegler, also 2 RBIs from Jake Patterson and Braden D'Angelo. They all had great days. Also RBIs from Jackson Cheeks and Logan Scranton as well for Creekside. Prospects tried to get some offense going, but not much to speak of. Just a 2 RBI day from trainer Janosko. 2 RBIs on a 1 for 2 day. Prospects only able to get 6 hits total. And it was because of the pitching from Hank Schaefer. 7 innings pitched, gave up just no earned runs, 3 runs total. 6 hits, struck out 8, walked 1. Another great walk to strikeout ratio in the Class B baseball. We've seen a lot of those this weekend in the 18U action. So Creekside gets that win 12-3. We go into the next game, which is Athletics and Whiting. Whiting getting the 11-5 win to bounce back from their loss on Saturday. And they had to do it from behind. Athletics was up 4-0 after 3. But a 5-run 5th inning did a lot of damage, and they backed it up with another 5-run 6th inning. So Whiting with a lot of late offense, and it was drawn from Aiden Leinendecker, who went 2 for 4 with 4 RBI, 3 RBI day from Mike DeDuca, who went 2 for 4 with 2 runs scored. And then they also got an RBI from Matt DeDuca, who went 2 for 3 with the RBI as well. Also RBIs from Ben Miller and Zach Slern, both 1 for 3 and 1 for 2 respectively. They both scored 2 runs, and Stern drew 2 walks. Stern also got the win on the mound. 5 2/3 innings pitched, giving up just 2 earned runs on 9 hits. Another one where you see the hits elevated, but it's evened out by a great strikeout to walk ratio. 7 strikeouts, just 2 walks for Stern on the mound. So that does it for the Saturday action. It was the last game of the day that got postponed. It was Ballistic and Astro Falcons that could not play because the rain came a little bit late in the night. So that does it for the 18U action. After all those finals, let's look at the 18U standings and see where we sit. Astro Falcons still undefeated at 11-0, and they gained a game on Ballistic and Whiting, who both dropped one over the weekend. They're both now 9-3, and then Ballistic with that losing that postponed game against the Astro Falcons are now 8-3. As the dominant Astro Falcons gain a little bit more ground, the rest of the standings, Athletics sitting at 6-6. Nightline 5-6, Prospects 5-7, Creekside 4-7, Avalanche are 4-8, Dura Edge 3-7, and then Eagleware stands at 2-10. A big win for that Eagleware team, sitting in last place with that walk-off victory. Really did a lot of things for their momentum on Saturday. So those are the standings in 18U, and those were the games that got put in action. Let's look at 16U, and then we'll take a break and roll with our interview of the day. So 16U played on Saturday and Sunday. Game schedule here. Let's look at what they had on Saturday. As they saw Creekside Fitness get the big win over Eagleware, 17-2, the final score. You look at your box score, and it was a lot of offense from Creekside. They got 5 RBIs, a big day from Dom Santee, 3 for 3 on the day on at the plate, a perfect day with 5 RBIs. You can't ask for much better. 3 RBIs from Hunter Shields, 3 RBIs from Hunter Kobialka. So Hunters are on the loose for Creekside Fitness 16U. They both have 3 RBIs on the day. Trent Littman went 2 for 3 with 2 RBIs. So a lot of offense, and then the pitching wise as well. Matt Leonard just giving up 2 earned runs on 3 innings pitched, striking out 2, walking 1, and then Bryce Covert with 2 innings of hitless baseball. All Creekside in this one, 17-2. Whiting against Astro Falcons, it was 5-2. Astro Falcons gets the big win over Whiting, and it was 3-2 after 2 innings, but then Astro Falcons tacking on a run in the third and the fourth and blanking Whiting the rest of the way after a 2-run second. Offense for the Falcons, you saw 2 RBIs from Tyler Kirillik, who went 2 for 3 on the day as well. He was the only Astro Falcon with multiple hits, but they did get an RBI from Joe Ballig. 1 for 2 on the day for him with that RBI, and as well as an RBI from Rowan Urbach, 1 for 3 with a run scored for him. Zach Morris pitched 2 innings, and then he was also relieved by Dawson Wallace, who got the win, 4 innings pitched for him. Gave up no earned runs on 4 hits, struck out 2, walked none. The Falcons as a team struck out 7 and walked just 1 batter. That's how you win games for your offense. You put up enough runs to win. Whiting's offense got 2 RBIs from Nicholas Heekins, and that was it for them. Pretty good pitching from Joey Campoli. 3 2/3, gave up 4 earned runs, 5 hits, struck out 2. That's good enough to keep your team in the game, especially when 3 of the 5 runs came in just 1 inning. So Whiting pitches pretty well, good enough to win a lot of baseball games, but not against the Astro Falcons' dominant pitching. Prospects gets the 1-run victory over Ballistic, 3-2 the final score here. Pitching was really good in this game. 2 runs for Ballistic in the first, but then 3 runs in the 5th for Prospects, and that was it. Every other inning was very clean. But that big inning was the difference maker. 3 for 4, Will Hines goes with an RBI. Reggie Danko also gets an RBI. He was hitless, but got the RBI anyway. He did draw a walk. Another hitless day from Evan Tuttle, but also an RBI, so you'll take it with the run scored. 3 RBIs on the day for Prospects, 4 runs total. And then it was Ballistic's offense led by just 1 RBI apiece from Tyler Wright, and then also Cameron Huff. They both went 1 for 3 with the RBI. Wright had a run scored as well. Great pitching on both sides as Mason Naraki went 5 2/3, giving up 2 earned runs, 5 hits, striking out 7 and walking out 1. Hey, another really good strikeout to walk ratio. I wonder if that has anything to do with the success. Probably. Jacob Gugliotta had 1 1/3. He picked up the win, gave up no hits on no runs as well. Struck out 1, walked none. So that's 1 1/3. I know it's a small sample size, but it's perfect pitching. No walks, no runs, no hits. Tyler Wright pitched pretty well, 4 2/3 for Ballistic. Didn't give up any earned runs on 3 hits. Struck out 4, walked 2. So good pitching on both sides, but prospects are able to edge out the 3-2 victory on Saturday. Nightline and Avalanche, another 1-run game. This was the Avalanche that got out in front 4-3. As we see 2 runs in the first, 1 run in the third, and then 1 run in the fourth. Held off a comeback attempt as Nightline scored 2 in the fifth and 1 in the sixth. The Avalanche hitters that contributed into this one RBI on the day, and it was Rocky Serafino with a 2 for 3 day and an RBI. A perfect day at the plate, though, from Caden Mayhew, who went 2 for 2 as well. And a perfect day at the plate from Owen Dye, also 1 for 1. He was not retired either. Noah Anzavino got the win for the Avalanche. 4 2/3 innings pitched. He gave up 2 earned runs on 2 hits, struck out 5, walking 2. Nightline hitters in that comeback attempt, they had an RBI from Anthony Pastella, who went 1 for 3 with the RBI. Also an RBI from Christian Hott, who went 1 for 3 as well. Not bad pitching from Brady Quimby, who went 6 innings pitched, gave up just 3 earned runs on 7 hits, striking out 5 and walking 2. That's a good enough line to win you a lot of games, just not this one against the Avalanche. I like that he was able to bounce back from the 1 run in the third and fourth to have the last 2 innings of his outing blanked with scoreless frames, giving his offense a chance to try to make a comeback. Last game of the day on Saturday was a offensive show, but it was the it was Athletics winning by 10, 17-7 over Dura Edge. 6 runs in the first set the tone. They also scored 6 in the third, 5 in the fourth, and won 17-7 in run rule fashion in 5 innings. Dura Edge tried to avoid the run rule with 2 in the fifth, but could not muster up enough to avoid not playing the 6th and the 7th. Let's see who the big bats were for Athletics. 4 RBI day and a perfect day at the plate for Tyler Wilson. 3 for 3 with 2 runs scored. Also 2 RBIs from Dylan Simpson from LeBray. He went 2 for 3. And 2 RBIs from Jonathan Adamson, who went 2 for 3 as well. Ty Wilson, as well as his great offensive day, had a great pitching performance, giving up just 3 earned runs on 6 hits, striking out 5 and walking 3. Dura Edge had plenty of offense, 3 RBIs, a good day from Logan Seifert, 2 for 2 for him with a run scored. Also an RBI from Charlie Young, who went 1 for 3 with a run scored. Those were the 4 RBIs for Dura Edge's offense. That does it for Saturday. Let's head over to Sunday and see what Class B was up to on the Sunday afternoon. Unlike 18U, 16U got all their games in on Sunday. Eagleware and Avalanche kicked things off, and it was Avalanche that rolled 11-1. Big bats for the Avalanche. 4 RBIs from Hunter Jones. He had a big day on Saturday, too, if you recall. 2 for 2 day with a run scored. 1 RBI from Tanner Tarosky, who went 2 for 3. And then a 3 RBI day from Maddox Bell. 2 for 3 day at the plate for him with a run scored to go with those 3 RBIs. Landon Whippo and Joey Sedilla, both with RBIs as well. Great pitching from Evan Reiser, who went 4 innings, gave up just one hit and no earned runs, struck out 4, walked 0. Avalanche roll over Eagleware 11-1. Dura Edge got pounded by Whiting 20-4. What a performance from the Whiting offense. A 20 burger. And that's the biggest offensive performance I think we've seen out of Class B action all summer so far. And look at this, big bats everywhere for Whiting. 4 RBIs, though, from Vinny Pizzulo. He led the offense with RBIs in a 2-for-3 day. 3 RBIs apiece from Demarion Young and Nicholas Heekins. They went 2-for-2 and 1-for-1 respectively, so neither one of them were retired. And they scored a combined 4 runs. 2 RBI day from Davin Friedman, 3-for-4 with a run scored in that pair. Pair of RBIs. And then last but not least, Tyler Hollick was perfect at the plate. 1-for-1 with a walk and a 2 runs scored. He also had 2 RBIs. Can't overlook the pitching. They had contributions from a lot of different people. They were able to throw some different arms. Dylan Smith gets the win, though. Gave up no earned runs on 1 hit, struck out 3, and walked 1 in 1 2/3. RJ Kissick also threw an inning of hitless baseball and gave up no hits and no runs, struck out 1. So Whiting rolls 20-4 over Dura Edge. Let's go into the next game on Sunday. We see the Prospects and Nightline, another big offense. Look at this, 11, 20, and 15. Offense was feeling it on Sunday. 15 runs scored by Nightline in the 15-5 win over Prospects. 3 RBI day for Rocco DeFlorio, 2-for-4 with 3 runs scored. 3 RBI day from John Darnley, 2-for-3 for him. And then 2 RBIs from Ross Harris as well on a 1-for-4 day with a run scored. Then Anthony Weibert pitched really well, 5 innings pitched. Gave up the 5 earned runs, but 4 hits, struck out 6 for his day. So Nightline gets a win over Prospects 15-5. We saw another big offensive performance, another double-digit total, 13-6. Athletics gets the win over Creekside. Big offense on both sides. Athletics was led by 2 RBIs apiece from Dylan Simpson and Dominic Zatello. But then RBIs also from Noah Adamson, Caden Clare, and Luca Fonsaglio. They all had RBIs. So did Tyler Wilson and Zach Ward. Big day across everywhere. A triple from Dylan Semesco, Noah Adamson, and Dominic Zatello. Doubles from Luca Frazaglio, Keenan Clare, and Noah Adamson. So a double and a triple. Just a home run and a single away from the cycle for Adamson. Josh McFadden got the win on the mound. 3 earned runs, 8 hits, striking out 3 and walking a pair. So a big day on the offensive side from everybody. And then the next game as well, another double-digit run total. So all games had offenses everywhere as the Falcons destroy Ballistic 17-0. In this one, a lot of offense for the Astro Falcons. As usual, 2-for-4 day from Dawson Wallace. 2 runs scored. 4 RBIs. 2 RBIs from Jacob Hayes. He went 2-for-3. 2 RBIs from Anthony Treveri. We know him pretty well, I would say. 1-for-3 day with a walk and 2 runs scored. Also had 2 RBIs from Tyler Kirillik. He went 3-for-4, and then an RBI from Andrew Corfield, who went 2-for-3 with 2 runs scored. Big day for Hayes, who also pitched 3 innings, gave up no earned runs, 4 hits, struck out 4, and walked 0. So that does it for the weekend of 16U action. A lot of offense on Sunday. Let's see where the standings sit after all of that was said and done. It is still a tie at the top, a 3-way tie between the Falcons, the Avalanche, and Creekside, all 9-3 on the year. 7-5 for Whiting. 6-6 for Athletics. Prospects also 6-6. So we're seeing a lot of contention, a lot of log jams, as 3 teams are tied with with first place, and then two teams are tied with third. Whiting is sitting in second, 7-5, and then two more teams tied at 5-7, and then actually two teams tied at the bottom with 2-10. So even after a long weekend, teams yet to really separate themselves in 16U, which promises for a really good race to the finish here in the next week. Reminder that Class B baseball is canceled tonight due to the weather, so there will be no games at Scene Park. Tonight, I believe it was supposed to be 18U in action. Those games will get moved to the end of the season. They actually leave some time after the end of the regular season for makeup days. So between the end of the regular season and Class B playoffs is when you'll find the games that were originally scheduled for today. We're going to take a quick break. When we come back, we have the interview to play with with Annabelle Humphrey from Soccer Vision Academy. That's going to come up when we come back on Running Point, brought to you by Greenwood Chevrolet in Austintown.
21 News delivers the news as it happens, using the latest technology from where it happens.
Live here outside the Mahoney County.
On air, online,
Wednesday afternoon weather update.
Very dangerous.
and on the 21 News social media platforms.
I'm on the road right now.
21 News, the Valley's only locally owned source for trusted news since 1953.
As fine as the eye can see, the finest hardwoods from the finest trees. Made for your home and within your means, Baird Brothers will help fulfill your dreams. Let life and light come shining through in quiet morns. And heavy traffic, too. Find your easy-to-afford fine hardwood floors and doors and more at BairdBrothers.com.
Every customer has a story, and at Greenwood Chevrolet, we are committed to making sure it ends with you in the right vehicle. I get to be part of somebody's adventure, whether it's buying a car for the first time, helping them get approved, or finding the perfect car for their budget. I'm proud that people trust me with their finances. They trust me to take care of them, and they trust me with their story. I'm Tracy, and I'm ready to go the extra mile for you, only at Greenwood Chevrolet.
Anthony Harwig here with a very special soccer player profile, joined by Lakeview student athlete and the member of the Soccer Vision Academy at 15U Club that is about to head to the U.S. Club Nationals in Colorado next month, Annabelle Humphrey. Annabelle, thank you so much for taking the time to join us today.
Yeah.
This is a moment. We just talked to your coach. It's the first time the club's been able to make it this far. You made it to regionals a couple times, but now you punched your ticket to the Nationals in Colorado. What's that been like for you? What's this kind of travel season been like to compete against some of the nation's best, and now to be able to make a trip to Colorado?
It's been fun. We've worked really hard, and we've had lots of hard and close games. And our team has just worked really hard, and we've worked together. We're all proud to make it this far.
Because of this club and the games you've already played in and the tournament games you played in Lakeview last year, I know you guys made a deep run for the Bulldogs as well. I mean, you played in a lot of big games already just as going into his sophomore year. What's that been like, having all these experiences where you're asked to really show up in high stressful situations?
It's been like a good chance to get good competition, and it's been a good experience. We've all been excited, and we also worked hard there. It just prepared us for harder games.
Obviously, to put as much time into this sport as you do and to get to this level, you have to love it, right? So let's talk about the starts of your soccer journey, when you kind of started to play it and when you started to fall in love with the sport.
I started playing when I was young. I just started like with small games when I was probably like 5 or 6, and eventually I joined club and we started to travel and it just got more serious.
Was there a moment in that experience where you really started to know that soccer was something that you wanted to pour a lot of time into and really try to build yourself to be the best soccer player you could be?
I think one of the moments where I like realized I really enjoy soccer was the first time we really went to a tournament and we like proved how strong we are as a team and how good we work together. And I was excited and I wanted to keep playing and get better.
How much does the club soccer that you play, and obviously, like we said before, the high competition that you play with and against, help you when you go into high school season here in a couple of months, as you'll go back to Lakeview for your sophomore season? How does this competition that you've already played and that you're going to play in a month in Colorado help you prepare for high school?
I mean, we're already like, I would say we're in shape, we're conditioned, and we've seen competition that's gonna maybe not be as like serious, but we're definitely prepared and excited.
One of the things I asked your coach was the fact that this team that you're on has all local girls. I mean, you look at the roster, it's all YSN schools. They're all in this Mahoning Tri-County area. What's that mean to you to see the growth of soccer in your area? I know you have a Lakeview teammate on the team as well. What's it mean to you to look around this area and see so many really good soccer programs and athletes, that the sport that you love so much is really growing in your area?
It's really fun. I mean, playing with them on a team and then playing against them, it's good competition, knowing their like strengths, but also knowing that like they're your friends, but you also have to compete against them.
Yeah, talk about that. I mean, I'm looking at this roster that you guys put together. There's a lot of players that are going to be playing in your conference, and then a lot of players are going to be playing out of conference in high school. What's it like to play against teammates that you spend so much time with playing with in club?
It's definitely, I mean, hard, but it's also fun because you know them and you played with them, so it's fun to kind of compete against them and see what they can like do against you.
But you also have a Lakeview teammate on this club team as well. So you don't have to play against everybody that's on your club team. You have someone that you can actually play most of the year playing soccer with. What's that like to build that bond and that relationship with a teammate that you get to play high school with? And then as soon as high school is over, you know that you get to go and play club with as well.
We definitely have a strong bond with how much time we spend together and how much we play together. And it's good because we know each other very well. So we know each other on the field, but also off the field.
All right, I just had a chance to kind of meet and talk with Greg Mitchell, and he seems like he's the kind of guy that just loves watching you guys succeed. He's so happy that you guys have gotten to this point. I want you to talk about him as a coach a little bit and what it's been like to be coached by him and your club team, and what he's taught you about the game of soccer while you've been under him.
And he knows all of our strengths, but he also knows he has high expectations for us, and we've worked really hard, and it's all because of him.
You know, with playing in club and playing in high school, you get to be coached by a lot of different people, different philosophies. What's that do for you just as a person to be able to be led by different people with different personalities, different coaching styles, and things like that?
It's good to hear different, to get different like sides, to put like kind of just different views, and you hear different things that maybe sometimes another person says a different thing, so you have to just go what you think is right.
All right. What is your favorite thing about the sport that you play? What's your favorite thing about being a soccer player?
My favorite thing is definitely competing, and I love traveling with my team and winning. I love when we
Winning, I
win.
love it. No shame there. Being honest, like I like winning. It's a great competitor's mindset. You're about to have a big trip to Denver, Colorado. What is your like? What are you most excited about this trip to be with your teammates and to have this trip in about a month?
I'm really excited to bond with our team, and I think we're going to see the best competition so far up in Colorado. And I think we're going to have to push ourselves, and it's going to be a struggle. But what we're doing now and practice, I think we'll have a good time.
Obviously, winning over there is going to be a goal. But what are some other goals that you have for yourself, whether it be for the end of the club season where you want to see yourself, or then you go into high school? What are some goals that you have for yourself this next year that you want to see yourself achieve?
I mean, I've had a lot of goals, and I think I've reached most of them. But it's always important to like become more confident and just grow and become a better teammate and just have a good mindset.
Let's get to know you a little bit off the field. What are some of your favorite things to do outside of soccer?
I just love sports, playing basketball, running track, anything outside really.
With all those sports, you keep yourself so busy. How do you kind of balance it all? You have to do that. You have to do school. You have to have a social life. How do you balance all this time that you spend doing so many different things?
Well, school, I mean, you can't really schedule that, but you just work hard, and after school we go to practice, maybe go to another practice, and then you come home, you eat, do homework, and just repeat.
All right. After a long day of school and two practices, you come home, and what is like the one meal that is on the table that just makes you so excited? Like, okay, I'm home. I get to have this for dinner. Let's go.
I'd probably say quesadillas.
Quesadillas.
Those hit the spot after a hard practice.
What about if this is the same answer, you can say it, but what's the big celebration meal after a big win or a big game?
Definitely pizza. Easy to get, and it's really good.
It's really good. What's your favorite pizza? Like, is there a place that you like your pizza from?
I like Coco's pizza. Their white pizza is really good.
And what toppings are you going with?
Banana peppers.
Banana peppers. I like it. Don't hear that too often. When you think of things that you like about school and things that you've liked learning so far, I know you're just 1 year into your schooling career. You finished your freshman year. You're going into your sophomore year. What have been some of your favorite subjects so far?
I really enjoy biology and science. I think math is fun, but it's also really challenging. But I wouldn't say I like numbers, but I like math.
All right, Annabelle, one of the things I want to do before I let you go is give you the chance to shout out the people in your life that support you and that make you, where you are and some of the things that, they obviously do. I like to give the players a chance to give them a shout out. So I'm going to give you the time to give the limelight to whoever you want to give it to.
Well, I like to shout out my one of my members on Lakeview and Club, McKenna Duran. We've worked really hard, and we've grown together, and our whole travel SVA team, we've all grown together. We were really young when we started, and we've just grown, and we've all stepped up when it was our time.
All right, Annabelle, I want to thank you so much for joining us tonight. I want to congratulate you on the success that you've had this club season so far to punch a ticket into the Nationals in Denver. And then I want to wish you the luck in Denver as well. And we can't wait to see you back in Lakeview this fall for more soccer coverage. Thanks again for joining us tonight.
Thank you.
Annabelle Humphrey from Soccer Vision Academy, a great interview with a rising star in the Lakeview soccer program. It's a great way to end the show. We're going to wrap it up, and we'll be back tomorrow from 1 to 2 with more Running Point, brought to you, as always, by our good friends over at Greenwood Chevrolet in Austintown. Enjoy your evening. We're going to have the Penn, Ohio game. DJ, I'm sure we'll have more on that on our social media pages and on Power Hour if he has the show today. Penn, Ohio game will be on ysnlive.com. The Class B baseball tonight has been canceled. So those are two things to keep in mind as we head out of here. We'll be back tomorrow on Running Point, brought to you by Greenwood Chevrolet in Austintown.